with Roger. So we just had a little phone call come through. So I was live a little bit. I don't know how. I'm sure there's probably a way to do pause. I don't know how you would do. I probably need to look into it. But listen, I mean, I just did a little video talking about how I have very little time. To then say that I know I've got time to figure out how to bloody do pause on the thingamajig. Yeah, good luck. But listen, I thought I'd go back live again. I'd love to stay live all the time, but unfortunately sometimes life gets in the way. But we've got a nice little gentleman here walking his little puppy. There we go. Old Roger Roadside is just doing a little bit of work as we speak. We were just getting into a bloody good conversation about Tottenham too. G'day, Volsey! There he is. We were just getting into a good conversation with Barry about bloody Tottenham too. And listen, I just think Tottenham have always made the mistake of never replacing the good players in their side, and I think it'll be something that will haunt them. Listen, I don't think they're going to be relegated, Voltsy. I'd be fairly certain that they're not going to be. I'd be interested. I was going to say I'd love to see it. I wouldn't love to see it, but I'd be interested to see it. But you know, I'm back. I was playing FC and saw you. Thank you, mate. I appreciate you. Is that playing FC? What's FC? You gotta remember, Volty, I'm old, and I used to play PlayStation and stuff before I had a kid, but now time and space doesn't exist anymore, so I couldn't even tell you. I mean, I am waiting for GTA. As soon as the next GTA comes out, I will be telling the missus, you know, go on holiday with little one because FIFA, yeah, good man. Go on holiday with little one for about 3 weeks, and because I'm going to retire to a cave that's got my PlayStation and my 50-inch TV, and I'm going to play GTA for about 3 weeks. Solid. I'm not going to do any wheeze or poos or anything like that. I'm not going to drink anything. I'm not going to eat anything. So nothing's going to come out. I'm just going to literally for 3 whole weeks, day and night, I'm going to play GTA. Fully sick. Yeah. FIFA I like, you know. I used to play a lot of FIFA, but then, do you know what I don't like about FIFA? FIFA the game. What I don't like about FIFA the game is that there used to be a time where it was the gameplay, it was the game within the game that was the thing that they concentrated on. But then they went, oh nah, let's do this online thing and let's get kids to pay $600 just for some coins, and they can get cards and they can do this, that and the other. And look, I might sound old saying this and stuff, because I know that maybe to you, Volty, it's important and you like doing it, and fair play to you. If you like doing it, you like doing it. But I kind of feel like they just take advantage of the game and use it as a vehicle to get extra money out of people, and that doesn't sit well with me. I'd rather they just concentrate on making the game better each year. Maybe doing a story, like, you know, doing that whole thing about, you know, playing as a player and all that sort of stuff, and actually focusing on the storyline and the gameplay as opposed to just having the game be a vehicle that can fleece money off kids and you know, not just kids, adults as well. You know, there's people that get addicted to that stuff, and they get addicted to opening those card packs and all sorts of stuff. WR326, hello, how are you? Hi. I assume WHR326 that 325 was taken, so that's how you've ended up with 326. I appreciate you stopping by. Welcome to the channel. For anyone that's in the chat at the moment, or in the green room at the moment, or in the cinema watching Roger Roadside Park Up, which I'm sure is very entertaining. But just to let you know very quickly, I do have a subathon happening at the moment. I've got a little challenge. I've got a little boy. He's turning 1 on the 11th of March, okay? And I've promised him that by the 11th of March, I'll have 100 subscribers, okay? I'm currently on about 79, I think. So I need about 20 more. So, you know, very short sale pitch. This channel is about me I mean, that sounds a bit facetious, really, or a bit selfish. But it's about me talking about things that are going on here in the UK, but also abroad, giving a bit of a take on it, but also opening up platforms so that people can have a bit of a say as well, so in my pre-recorded stuff. So if you'd like to get involved with that, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Obviously, every night as well, I go live as well, just to have a bit of a chin wag. Speak to some really lovely people like Voltsy, who often drops by. Just say g'day and see how people are going. So if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that would be lovely. It just means that I can tell him that I'm a YouTube superstar, really. That is the game plan. But yeah, going back, Voltsy, hello to Vesna. You know, Vesna Velikov, G2P. I used to primary school with a Vesna. I used to actually have a crush on her, if I'm brutally honest with you. I think I was about 10 at the time. She was very pretty. I can't remember. I know she had blonde hair. This is where something weird happens, and we find out that you're the Vesna that I went to primary school with back in Australia, and we meet via a live YouTube chat, and we go off to get married and have 12 kids. This is where it all starts. This is essentially, we're having like a little date in the park with about 8 other people at the moment. There could be more. This is not the first time I've had a public date. I mean, most of my dates have been in public, so I can't, that's a bit weird. I mean, most of them are in public. But there's also a chance, Vesna, that you're either not in the chat anymore or you're not the Vesna that I went to primary school with. So there's also that possibility. Let's not kid ourselves. I do apologise for my brain sometimes. It does go off a little bit. So this is Voltsy. This is not White Webb's Park. No, I was about to tell a lie. Then I thought this was White Webb's, but it's not. This is not it. I thought you would have had a bird. Yeah, I mean, I've got a bird at the moment. If you're talking about a partner, but for Vesna in primary school, you know, all of that goes out the window. If it was the same Vesna. I mean, look. I mean, I'm obviously being facetious. I wouldn't obviously ruin things and end things now, just in case my partner is listening. But yeah, this is. It's been a really weird day. I don't know if you can see. There's a bloody cow over there. I don't know if you can see the cow. Can you see the cow? What the flipping hell is that? Just there in the distance. Is this a bloody cow fanging along? He's behind that tree. I'm going to leave the camera there. Hopefully he's right behind that bloody tree. This is not, you know, I'm not pulling your fingers. There he is. What did I say? What did I say? Bloody cow. Why is there a cow in the middle of the bloody park? Jiminy crickets. We're on cow watch, guys and girls. Bloody just cows just fanging about. There you go. I feel like David Attenborough here. In the distance, we see the large black male marking his territory with his hooves. How else would he mark his territory? You can see that he's not a very attractive black male, as in a cow black male, not as in, oh, maybe he is attractive, because we see another black female following him. She's got a bit of a limp, which could be from a variety of things. But you don't really see cows with limps very often, do you? I wonder how she's got... Surely, I mean, it's not like it's from exercise, because they don't particularly... Do they do, like, Pilates or anything? I wouldn't think so. Yeah, I don't know. I was excited by that, guys. A few cows in the distance. Again, I reiterate, this is a park. This is not a farm. This is just... So I just think it's a bit odd that there's just cows hanging around. What if I was just going out for a walk and just, I don't know, what if I had a phobia of cows? How was everyone's day? Was everyone's day all right? I was saying to Voltsy earlier that today was a bit hectic. A load of stuff going on. Oh, there's a load of stuff going on in the whole Iran thing and all that sort of jazz. I mean, Jiminy Crickets. Right thing, wrong thing. You know, who knows? I mean, I think I know which way I would have gone, but it's not necessarily for me to harp on too much about. But it's the world is a scary place, mate. The world is a scary place. I'll tell you what, I remember as a kid just thinking that, you know, I think I mentioned this in one of my videos, in my pre-recorded videos. You know, I kind of thought at some stage we'll solve all the problems of the world and things will just get better, and you know, we'll reach a point where everyone's on the same page, and then we can just concentrate on improving things, you know, improving lives and improving you know, the way that we work and the way that we interact and all sort of stuff. And if I'm brutally honest with you, it just doesn't feel like we've ever got to that. It feels like we're further away from that from, you know, when I was a kid. So I don't know, make it make sense. Make it make sense. So at the moment I am helping some associates out who actually, Voltsy, you'll be interested in this if you're not there anymore. But I'm helping some people out with regards to a game that they want to get off the ground. It's very, very extremely early days, but it's a fantasy role-play game, and they need someone to help pitch it and sell it and all that sort of stuff. So just currently sort of putting together various documents for there's a couple of writers that have done some amazing work. What with the world that they've developed in their writing, and the world that they've sort of created is just immense, and it's so beautifully detailed and in depth that, you know, it deserves to have some sort of life. And where I sort of come into play is I'm a writer slash salesman slash, you know, presenter. So I'll be the one in charge of sort of piecing all their ideas together and piecing all their lore together and all the explanation of their game, and trying to put it into a form that we can try to present it to various studios and see whether someone might take it. Ultimately, what I also think would be a lovely thing to do to help with the launch of it is to release some trading cards, because it's, you know, it's very much fantasy. It's very much, g'day Voltsy, how you going? I was just saying, Voltsy, one of my little side hustles at the moment is helping out a couple of writers who are putting together a fantasy role-play game, open world role-play game. They're brilliant writers. They've created this world which is so detailed, and it's so beautifully written. And the guys that have written it are brilliant writers, but they're not great salesmen. I'm an okay writer, but I'm a pretty good salesman. So yeah, just doing a little bit of that at the moment. But I'm thinking about they've come up with this world. They've come up with this, you know, this ecosystem, you know, full of different political and elemental and biological and you know, religions and factions and all that sort of stuff. It's wonderfully detailed, and you know, I think that, you know, I'm trying to put together a document to try and get a studio to take on the world of it. And whilst it gets developed, I think that releasing some trading cards whilst it's being developed would be a good step forward, because then that means that the world gets introduced to this world, gets introduced to the characters and the places and all that sort of stuff, and whilst the game itself is being made. I don't know, I think that's a good idea. It would just help the kids and gamers be introduced to it before it gets released. That's the idea of it. Yeah, it's just gonna be fun. Listen, like I said to you, I used to before little one came along, I used to play games. I wouldn't necessarily say I was a massive gamer, but I did used to play games, and always liked it. Always growing up playing games, but sometimes as you get a bit older, it becomes harder and harder to dedicate time to it. Hello, Maxi ER H4H. Hello, bro. Maxi, can you tell me in 5 words the story of your life? No pressure, just 5 words. If you can just sum up your life, that would be great. Just whenever you can. How's everyone going? I usually, for all those in the little room at the moment, I usually do driving home with Roger around this time of night, but I've got a little meeting with a few mates and stuff at a little cafe, so that's why I'm sort of parked up at the moment, just doing a little bit of work. But always happy to check in on people. Always good to see Voltsy in the chat. For anyone who's new to the channel here, try to build up a little community where we can sort of at least check in with each other every day or so. At least have a place where, if there's things that are going on in the world and you want to discuss them, or you just want to bounce things off, or maybe you're frustrated by something, I'd like to think that, at least between the hours of maybe 4:30 and 5:30, each night I'm going to try to regularly at least do live stuff so that we can all get together. But also I do a bit of pre-record videos as well, so if you like that sort of stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Really helps me out. Voltsy's someone who's come back a few times, which is always good, and that's ideally what I'd love to sort of build, a bit of a community. I'm usually a little bit funnier than this. It's just I'm doing some work at the moment on the old laptop. Usually I'm driving around and I'm able to poke fun at things, but at the moment all we can really see is a tree. We did see some cows about 5 minutes ago, which was quite cool. I don't know why there's cows in this park. I didn't know there were cows in this park, but apparently there are. But we learn something every day. Voltsy, 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 I can't let you go. You probably don't know what that song is, Voltsy. I think the original lyric is "Candy, candy, candy, I can't let you go." I can't remember who sings it. You see, if we had 1 million people in the chat, someone would probably have the answer to that. This is why we need to become rich and famous, Voltsy. This is why. What am I doing? Put this little image in here. Yeah, I keep looking out for cows I can't see any more, which is a bit disappointing. But you know, I'm grateful that we get to see a couple of cows. Who do you play as, Volty, when you play on FIFA? For those that are just tuning in now, this is a park within the UK. It's just a public park, and we saw some cows about 5 minutes ago. I don't know why, we just did. I'm starting to get a bit peckish, if I'm brutally honest with you, and pretty sure I could, you know, as an Australian, I can organise a barbecue within about 3 minutes, you know, just with a paperclip, a ruler, and a stapler. I can build a barbecue. So, you know, that's where I'm at with that. Would that be bad? Would that be poor form? If you just started, I don't know, hoeing into a cow in the middle of a park? I'm pretty sure it would be. I mean, that's pretty, it's not the best way to act, is it? Might be someone's pet. They might just be taking it out for a walk. I mean, I've seen, you know, people have got some pretty weird and wonderful pets. Plays me. Oh, gosh. Fair play. Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you, mate. I used to play Ultimate Team every now and again. I never really paid for it. I like the concept of it, but I guess it just got to a point where you were playing against people that were paying for it, and that's where, you know, you get to positions where in order to be competitive, you really do need to pay, and I just wasn't prepared to do it. But listen, I'm a City supporter, you're a Manchester United supporter. Do you know what? Fair play to you. I feel like Manchester United are turning things around. I think they're a very big barge, a very big ship that's been careering into you know, the icy waters, you know, coming closer to the edge of the world with every season that's gone by in the last decade. But things are looking positive. I think, you know, there's a very good squad. Well, you know, there's a lot better of a squad there now than what there was a few years ago. And once you've gotten rid of a lot of the dead wood, I think you'll be in a much better position. Fair play, Laws. Yeah. G'day, RF. Hope you're well. Rugby. Yeah, rugby. Almost like real football where people pay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't like it when people use R9 and they use money to get him. Yeah, look, if you get him by chance, you get him by chance. But, you know, it is what it is. And look, I'd be lying if I said I didn't. You know, I used to play, well, I still do play NBA 2K, right? I play NBA 2K because I like basketball. But that's got a very similar feature where you can either just play basketball and play the simulation of it and play the game of it, or you can go onto the online side of it where you're opening packs and you're putting together a team and you're going through playing against other people online and all sort of jazz. But invariably, it just comes to the same point where you're playing against people who, you know, there are some people that either money somehow is no option to them and they're happy to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on, you know, bloody cards and players and all that sort of jazz. And, you know, you're banging about with, you know, a couple of bloody cows. That is just like life. Look, it's very apt. I'm against it, but I support money users because ultimately it's real life meets the game. Like, get your money up. I agree. Look, it is what it is. And there's no, look, you can complain about it all you want, but you're right. You're right, Arif. That is ultimately what life is about as well. You know, there's people that just like the simple life and would just like to go out and pick the turnips in the front of their yard, and that's it. And there's people that, you know, want a whole truckload of turnips delivered to their door every day. And then, you'll get people that will want, exclusive one-off turnips. Money will buy that, prestige will buy that. I don't know why I'm talking about turnips. That's such a stupid analogy, but I get what you mean. That's just life. If you want to get ahead faster in life, you can pay for it. There is that option there to do that. So you're absolutely right with that. I got NBA 2K26. I don't really play it though. Well, I'm just a big basketball fan. I've always had, I'm a big sports fan in general, really, but I am a basketball fan, and I like NBA 2K because I like how it has a start from today option, so that as the season progresses in real life, you can then go in, depending on whether someone's just been traded or perhaps your team's doing really, really bad and they're getting in a position where they're going to get a high pick. It's just a simulation thing. It's a little bit like FM 26 in that sort of sense. Yeah, I know, turnips. What a bad thing. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't even think turnips are an Australian thing. I think turnips are more of a UK bloody thing. Yeah, fair dinkum is Aussie. G'day, Surfy. Oh, I need to get my eyes tested. Surrey Blackson. G'day to you. We're just talking about all things life, solving the problems of life. You're welcome to join in. Surrey Blackson, if you have a few moments, what I'd like to hear is a summation of your life in 6 words. My bad about the name. Oh no, that's all right. It's not your fault. It's just I'm working off a little iPhone, which is about half a meter away from me, and all the text is really small, so it's not your fault. But if you can describe your life from the start, from when you can first remember things to now, in 5 words, I'd be really impressed. But Surrey Blackson, we were just talking about various things, various problems of life, how we deal with it. I'm going through a time at the moment where I feel like I've got a million things that I need to do, and I feel like I get, a million is a bit of a dramatic dramatization. I know that it's not a million things. I feel like I've got like 10 things to do, and I feel like I do 8 of them, and I feel like I'm making headway, and then literally another 10 things will just come in onto my plate, and I find that very overwhelming. G'day, Lorenzo is that Balotelli? No, it's not Balotelli. Lorenzo Bolita 7703. So Lorenzo, I assume that 7702 was taken. That's why you got the 03 call there. Thank you very much for dropping by. I've not seen you or Surrey Blezin before. Thank you very much for dropping past the station, the channel here. I really do appreciate you swinging past. I know you probably haven't done much other than flick your finger up, probably. But I welcome you here. Stress, yeah. Look, I'm about 5 minutes away from catching up with some mates. Thank you. Has a sub. Oh, thank you if you've subbed. I appreciate that. I was just talking about. I just feel like today has been a more stressful day than most days, and it probably also doesn't help that my 1-year-old has got an ear infection at the moment, so he's not sleeping the best. So that, in combination with a lot of things going down at work and loads of things to do. Who's your NBA GOAT? My NBA GOAT. For me, it's Michael Jordan. I grew up watching Michael Jordan. I had the pleasure of growing up watching Michael Jordan, but I also saw Shaquille O'Neal, bloody hell, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Kobe Bryant. I was in LA when Kobe Bryant tragically passed away. I was in LA at the time, and I remember there just being a seismic shift in the community there. And it didn't matter who people were, whether they were basketball fans or not basketball fans. When Kobe tragically died in that helicopter accident with a couple of his daughters, or maybe it was just one of his daughters, but he died with at least one of his daughters and a few other girls. It was just tragic. It was absolutely tragic. And I remember going down to the Staples arena, not to watch a game, but just when it happened, and they just had a massive memorial thing going on, and it was just a big moment in the time. But yeah, Arif, I got good at saying nope. Let's work having me do overtime and not just say nope with joy. That was about as it was before, but now I am saying not no, but nope. Yeah, nope is probably an Australian thing. Nope. Yeah, you've got the power of nope. Lorenzo, what do you think of war in general? Ultimately, I don't like it. I feel like aggression towards each other just based on geographical positioning. I don't necessarily feel like if you're born in a different country that you're any less of a person or more of a person than me. Without being too liberal, I think that we're all, essentially the same thing, whether we're born on this side of the world or the other side of the world or another part of the world. I think what makes us different is the way that we are brought up, though, and I think our culture and our upbringing, our generations before us, have a major impact on what our beliefs are and how we carry ourselves. And so for me personally, I don't care what skin color, religion, sex, gender, sexuality, all that sort of stuff is. I don't care about that. I care about whether people are nice to other people, whether people treat people with respect, and whether people treat people with decency, and that's what I believe. Now, if there was a situation where there was a group of people that were taking away that ability and doing the absolute opposite to that, if they were slaughtering people, if they were murdering people, if they were taking advantage of people, whether they were oppressing people, then would that be something that I would potentially fight for? If I believed that that was the wrong thing to do, then yes, I would. So essentially, I believe that there is a need for war at some times, because I believe that we as a human society have the ability to not always do nice things. So I don't like war, but do I think it's a necessary thing sometimes? Unfortunately, yes. G'day, Voltsy. Yeah, good pick. Yeah, quite sad about rest in peace, Kobe. Yeah, I agree with that. It's pretty much two countries bickering. Yeah, it's not good. What do you think about war? I like their work. They haven't released. Yeah. War. What is it good for? They haven't released a good album since 1965, 45. Their latest. It's very funny, Arif. I appreciate you. I like that. I'll probably steal that off you, Arif, at some point, where, that sort of line of thinking, I do like it. I appreciate you, Arif, and I hope to see you again. Volty, I always hope to see you again. Everyone and anyone who's joined in today, I hope to see you again. I'm going to nick off now because I'm going to go meet some of my friends, some of my real friends, rather than just some people on a phone. No, you guys are real friends. I appreciate you guys. But thank you very much for stopping by. And look, Roger Roadside signing off, saying peace, love, and and whatever else you want. Appreciate you, Arif. Appreciate you, Siri Blackson. Even though that is a very difficult name, but if it holds meaning to you and you enjoy that meaning, then who am I to stand in the way of that? You've gone to the efforts of putting that collection of letters together, which resembles some sort of form of meaning to you and holds some sort of deep-seated purpose for you. And I appreciate that it does that for you. Digital friends. Digital friends. We're friends. All right, guys. Now I'm gonna head off because I've got to go do stuff. But I love you long time. And this is Roger Roadside saying ciao for now. See you on the flippity flop. Thank you, Mum, for the rabbits. All right, bye.